This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and today we're in Denver, Colorado. I am here with Oasis Senior Advisors. Since 2014, they've been ensuring that the process of finding the next Oasis for your loved ones is a breeze. I am here with Lisa and Daphne. Thanks so much for joining us, ladies. Let's start off a little bit about yourselves, first of all. 2014, this is an organization nationwide. In 2016, you brought it here to the Denver area. Lisa, let me ask you how you got involved in this type of industry.
Well, my father had Alzheimer's, and we were involved in the process of needing to find a place for him. He wasn't safe at home anymore. It was very difficult to take care of him at home, and so we needed help finding the right place for him. So that, was it a nursing home that we needed? Was it assisted living that we needed? What did we need? And we had no answers for those questions. The social workers are very busy with what they do, and so we ended up with a blue book, the senior blue book, and from there we had to kind of go out on our own and figure out the right course for us.
That's a kind of a personal journey that really led you here. Daphne, let me ask you, why did you think Oasis was a good fit for what you wanted to provide to the public?
Well, Lisa and I, when we started looking at the type of business we'd like to be involved in, we both wanted to work with seniors, with older adults. And there are a lot of options out there within that arena, but we wanted something that really felt personal, something that we could provide help and actually see results and know that we're providing a service that's much needed.
That is fantastic. I would imagine as good parents, they spend a good deal of their life, great part of their life, really ensuring that their kids are taken care of. And then later on in life, it is the children who are now hoping that the parents are going to be taken care of. They want to give back that favor. Is that exactly the kind of parents that you're dealing with day in and day out?
It is the kind of parents we're dealing with day in and day out, but we're also dealing with spouses who need to help their spouses find places to live. We deal with friends where someone doesn't have a family but they have a friend network, and so we work with the friends to help find the assisted living, memory care, whatever community.
I would imagine as parents or spouses or friends, we all want the best for our loved ones, but quite honestly, sometimes that's easier said than done. With over 31,000 different options across the nation to choose from, I imagine that can be kind of overwhelming. Is that the case?
It is definitely the case, and that's where we can help, because we tour the communities that are in our area. We want to make sure that the communities are not just licensed, but that they provide top quality care. Because that's really what matters. The caregivers, the people that are helping your family member day in, day out, you want to make sure that they are reliable, that they are well-trained, that they can do the job.
What they said they could do to begin with. As loved ones, we're compassionate, we're caring, but what a professional really brings to the table is knowledge. Knowledge of not only what is needed, knowledge of the area. Share with me a little bit about what you're seeking when you sit down and really listen to that consultation on the front end.
Well, what we do, and one of the things that differentiates us is that we work very closely with the family, so we sit and talk to them about what the needs are. Why are you looking for a community in the first place? What type of community you're looking for, what the medical needs are for the person, the loved one that's coming in. Geographically, where do you want to be? What type of lifestyle? In the event of Alzheimer's and dementia, what did the person do years ago? What was their livelihood? What did they enjoy? Were they a homemaker? Were they out in the workforce? All that type of information is very important.
This is a very customized approach for each individual out there. This isn't a one-size-fits-all. This isn't a fill a vacancy. This is really about learning about the individual and then finding the perfect fit. Like you said before, you basically have a lot of different needs across the board on the front end. Speaking of the consultation, you're gathering a lot of information. How important is confidentiality and privacy of that information?
We follow all HIPAA guidelines. We take a lot of information, and some of it's very personal financial information, and we safeguard that absolutely. We share information with our community partners only to the extent that it's required for them to determine whether or not they can meet the needs of the individual that we're working with.
Different needs, different amenities, even different activity levels that each person has, and quite honestly, definitely different budgets. Speaking of budgets, I mean, your service is one that will fit any budget out there. The price that you charge is great. Tell me about that.
Well, the thing that is great is that we don't charge a family anything. It is a free service to the family. and the senior. We do work with our communities, and they do compensate us once we have a placement.
Wonderful. I mean, this really isn't something as simple as going out and buying a recliner for your parent. I mean, this is pretty complicated. You have to really dig in deep, do some due diligence on the front end, like you even mentioned before, taking a tour with them, scheduling the tour, going with the tour. Is this all the things that an advisor is able to help with?
It's what we'd help with. We are very personalized. We have visited every community that we work with before we take any families there. And we also would like to take the senior or the older adult if they're interested and able to tour with us as well, because it's very important that that fit is right from the beginning. One of the worst things that can happen to an older adult is that they have to make multiple moves. So we ensure that we are as thorough as possible from the beginning.
I mean, obviously there are locations nationwide. Are you able to converse with people across the nation as well? I mean, many times parents don't even live in the same state, and so many times they can't be there to go through the tour. Has to give not only the client a peace of mind, but also the parent knowing that you are there with them, and also the right questions are being asked and also answered as well. Is that something you found, Lisa?
We find that quite a bit, actually, where the parent is here, maybe in Denver, in the Denver area, and the children are in different states. And so we are able to work with the families, and they will eventually fly in. We get the information that we need. We sit down and interview, and we meet with that senior if that's appropriate, and then we help match up with the communities.
That is great. I imagine there are probably no two clients that are the same when it comes to needs out there after you've sat down and really found out about each one. Share with us a little bit what the difference between assisted living versus that of independent living. What are some of the things that maybe a child could look for when they're tending for a parent?
Well, independent living is just that. It's independent. There will be most likely a full kitchen in the apartment. The community itself probably is not going to provide a lot of amenities. There might be some activities, there might be a few meals that they will provide, but for the most part, it's on the individual living there. Assisted living, on the other hand, is able to provide clinical support, activities, a full meal plan. They will generally provide some housekeeping, some linen services. It's really full service. And each community is a little different as far as the level of care that they can provide. And that's one of the things that we want to ensure is that the communities we suggest can meet the needs of the older adult. That's the basic difference between independent. Assisted is going to provide all the services that you need.
Excellent. And obviously pretty common out there, something a lot of folks are dealing with is memory issues. Many times something real simple all the way up to more serious. Share with me about memory care, what you have out there in the community.
There are a lot of actually excellent memory care options out there. There are communities that go all the way from independent, and then you move to assisted when you need that, and then ultimately memory care for those people that end up with dementia. There are some communities that are just only about memory support, and they do it well. That's the only thing they do. There's some beautiful communities in the Aurora area. There's some great communities in Arvada and Westminster. All throughout Denver, there are specific memory care communities, and that's what they do.
Absolutely. I mean, when I take a look here, Alzheimer's, dementia, even something like hospice, are these all areas that you're well versed in to be able to pretty much guide folks through this journey?
Well, one of the things that Lisa and I try to do is become a full-service resource for our clients and their family members. So while we don't provide hospice services, as an example, we have excellent resources that do, and people that we know and that we trust and that we feel comfortable will handle our clients with the same care that we do. Same thing for home care and those types of things. That's part of, I think, being a good resource is having other partners in the senior industry that can also provide services.
Excellent. Viewers, take a look at the bottom of the screen right there. What you're going to see is their contact information. Check out the website. This is an organization that began back in 2014. Literally locations you can find all across the nation there. You can also take some of the specific areas that might fit great for you. If you're not sure, set up a consultation. This is basically a team that comes out here with plenty of knowledge to help you really navigate through a rather difficult time in life, a transition time. As Lisa can basically say from a personal standpoint, been there, done that. I mean, let me ask you, Lisa, this is a difficult time for them. You are impacting families really positively. Has this been rewarding for you?
It has been rewarding. It's probably the most rewarding experience I've had in my lifetime.
That is great. Daphne, you also said you knew the fit was going to be working with the elderly, folks like that. Is it kind of enjoyable to basically put somebody in place and realize that it was a good fit and no relocation is necessary?
That's true. I mean, that's our first goal, is to make sure it's the right fit. We've worked closely with a lot of families and a lot of seniors, and we've been able to help a lot of people. We get a lot of very positive feedback from our clients and from their family members, and that's really why we do it. It's all about the heart, the passion.
Absolutely, and obviously trust is earned, and this is an organization that has some great reviews out there, people that have used your services, and obviously they don't want to go it alone. It's a transitional line where you don't want to go it alone. It's very overwhelming, and this is a great service you provide for folks out there. Last time, take a look at the screen there. That is Oasis Senior Advisors. Finding the right place just got easier. This is Gary Atencio with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.